that we were, proud of, and that audiences loved and or love. And um, we both went on that journey together. I mean, it was a pure partnership, and she was just fantastic. I absolutely adored her and the opportunity.
Yeah, you mentioned the surprise, like a surprise thing. One of the things I love about your performances, especially like the transformative ones like this or like House of Gucci, is you're always able to, as a viewer, I'm always surprised of what you're doing from scene to scene, and I just find that it's very exciting. And I guess in a movie you only have like a 3 hour movie like House of Gucci. Let's say you're in a it's a part of a bigger ensemble and stuff. This is your you're in every scene pretty much. It's an 8 hour show. I guess can you talk about from an acting standpoint, like how do you keep up that level of commitment to make sure you're still surprising the audience in the final episode as much as you did in the first episode? And or was that tricky to have this kind of longer form storytelling for you with this kind of committed performance?
I loved every single second of it. I really did. There wasn't a day, even on my most exhausted days, I never wished that I was somewhere else. I absolutely, for me, it was the opportunity of a lifetime. I'd never had that kind of challenge. I'd never had that much dialogue. I'd never given that many speeches. I mean, speeches upon speeches upon speeches, and I was ready for it. I never felt more ready for it than I felt on that set.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, Christopher. It's like, it's a strange thing. I've been maybe avoiding this for a long time, but I finally felt like I was ready for the challenge, to the opportunity. I was ready to kind of take the baton and run with it. And it was a special time. Great character, great dialogue, great writers, great actors, surrounded by a team. And we should talk for a minute too about just the talent of the supporting team. Phenomenal. I mean, just the riches in New York of people that would show up for a day, half a day, just a small scene, and just be mind blowing. And there was a lot of improvisation, a lot of ad-libbing, and it was just a rich, as far as the creative journey went, it was a really rich one. Really, really special one. Yeah.
It's also you obviously you've been funny before, and like obviously there's comedy in House of Gucci, like with Paolo's a sad clown. Like when I interviewed about that one, we talked about that. But I think you're really funny in the show too. In addition to like hitting all the dramatic stuff, do you? I feel like you could do more comedy. Is that something you want to do, or do you approach it differently when you're doing something that's like inherently comedic, like some of the scenes here with Adam? I feel like it is played, for laughs. It's a very enjoyable character. Like you said, he's so engaging and so entertaining, for lack of a better word. I guess, do you enjoy doing that kind of comedy stuff, and do you want to do that more?
Well, I'm a very unfunny person, Christopher.
That's
I
not
have
true.
to tell you
That's
that.
funny.
It's only, yeah. I loved it. It's I thought Sparma and Little Things was quite funny.
He was very funny character.
That's just me.
He was.
I mean, and if you could look at the edited room floor for a lot of these performances, you find some pretty zany stuff. I mean, I like that kind of comedy that really, where you go on a limb and you crash and burn often, but there's once in a while you'll hit something that's just so out there. And I have a pretty dry sense of humor as well. I liked that for all of these reasons. I mean, it was a chance. There are very few things that are as fun as hearing the stifled laughter in the middle of what is supposed to be a very serious scene, and to have the boom operator shaking because he can't control his giggles. But that's a fun thing to do. I've done a lot of things on the darker side of the universe, and I may have made people cry before, but it's nice to make people laugh. That's a beautiful thing. I mean, I honestly, I would absolutely love to do more of that. I've always loved Peter Sellers. He's a person who's obviously an immersive actor and loved transformation, but also had incredible comedic abilities too.
Yeah, I think that's good. It's good to hear. Wrapping up here, I know you obviously, so last three projects you've done was like House of Gucci, incredible transformation. Morbius came out this year, big hit, and like, you know, again, like a superhero thing. And then you have obviously We Crash, where you're playing Adam in another transformation. I feel like you've been so busy and doing all these different things. And again, all different facets of performance and kind of definitely surprising. Do you have like, what do you like, what's something, or how do you want to challenge yourself next, or like what are you looking for to do next that you're like, oh, I haven't really done that before? Because I feel like these three in a row are like all vastly different and seemingly were very challenging. Obviously Morbius was shot a couple of years ago, came out now because of the pandemic and stuff. I understand that, but like, you know, like what are you looking for next as like your next challenge?
Well, there's only one answer to that question, Christopher. It's rom-com, baby. Rom-com.
Let's do it.
I'm in. I don't even need to read the script. As long as it shoots in like Hawaii or somewhere, you know, just like 8-hour days. You know, hey, if you talk to Annie, I'm in. She comes across the script. Her and we can run that one up the flagpole. It would be fun. I mean, I've rarely done something like super ridiculous and like over the top. Oh no, I can't say I haven't done something ridiculous and over the top. Of course I have, but I haven't done a film like that's just hilarious and ridiculous. That might be something to do. You know, I don't know, maybe a Cheech and Chong sequel or something.
I mean, all that sounds good. I was looking for this quote. Matthew McConaughey, who you obviously were with in Dallas Buyers Club, but he was talking once about like doing like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and stuff, and he called that like you know, it's like a lifetime of Sundays basically, because it's just so carefree to do those kind of movies. So maybe
a lifetime of Sundays. That's what I need. Yeah. 7 days a week of Sundays. That's hilarious, by the way. Yeah, and wouldn't it be the worst if I went and did it and then it turned out to be the most grueling, miserable experience that you could ever have?
Yeah.
But I don't, you know, this opened up my, it changed my perspective of things as well, because I really enjoyed doing a limited series like this.
Yeah,
I got to spend time. I work so goddamn hard on these characters. It's always heartbreaking to leave them,
right,
you know, after a short amount of time. So this was great because I really got a chance to dig in and spend time with the character, explore all options, all avenues, all different, you know, temperatures and emotions. And you know, I like that a lot. So you know, we'll see what the future has in store.
Yeah, well, it's a wonderful performance.
Thanks, man.
Jared Leto, thank you so much. We Crashed, all the episodes are streaming on Apple TV. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it. It's really good. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, I appreciate it, brother. I'll talk to you soon.